Right, good evening to you all, viewers. It's a privilege for us to be here, wherever you're joining us from in the world. We want to acknowledge you all and thank you for joining us. Right, good evening to you all, viewers. It's a privilege for us to be here. Thank you. I was just checking just to make sure we are not getting the feedback. Can you hear me clearly? Helen-Jane, just give me a thumb up. Can you hear me? Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And we are streaming live on YouTube. So just give me a second whilst I just share this on to many of us that we are able to join us. I've sent it. So kindly please join us on YouTube. Kindly please join us if you are able to. We are having an inspiring young author here with us this evening. So we want you to come on board and support. Please let me know if you can hear us on YouTube. Kindly please let me know. I'm just going to check as well from this end. So tonight, thank you so much, Lady Helen-Jane, just for joining us. I hope you can hear us on YouTube. Kindly please let me know. I just want to check our sound and make sure our sound is good. I'm going to share this as well on my Facebook page, the personal one, Practical Talk with Floris Lymon, and also on Floris Lymon. So kindly please, if there's any issues with our sound, I would like to know, just so that when we start the conversation, everyone can hear us clearly. If you are joining us on Facebook, I am sharing it now for you to join us there by clicking the link, the YouTube link that I am sharing. So I will give us just a few minutes just for us to make sure everything is going well. So the link is live on Facebook on Practical Talk with Floris Lymon. And I will be sharing it as well on my other page. Thank you all just for your patience. Whilst we're waiting, let me just check my sound from this side, make sure it is working well. All right, I think I can hear myself. I think I can hear myself nice and clear. Right, so thank you once again, everybody. It's a privilege for me to be winning back little by little onto this platform, I have to come out because I have my fantastic teen by the name of Helen-Jane. For those of you who have been on my platform, I think you must have seen Helen-Jane twice because she has been on this platform after reading at least two of her books. I know she's been on. Well, she's doing greatly. I am so proud of her. This around this time again, another new release is about to be landed. The eagle is about to be landed. So it's a privilege for me to have her on here just so that, you can come and hear her. For you as an adult, even me as an adult, I am inspired, but also we can take this inspiration and use this to encourage our own children, you know. That's why we are promoting her so that, other people our age, or even those who are slightly older, are still, struggling challenges here and there with their calling, with their vision, that they can be motivated. That's the reason why we spread the news about people doing certain things. So it's a privilege for me to have Ellen Jane here today. Ellen Jane, as usual, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself, tell us viewers about yourself because there might be someone new on this platform that would like to know you. I don't want to take you for granted just because I know you, then that does not mean you don't introduce yourself. So please introduce yourself to the viewers. You can unmute.
Okay, thank you. Before I introduce myself, I just want to say thank you, Auntie Floris, for giving me countless opportunities like this one to come and speak on your amazing platform. So my name is Helen-Jane. I think the last time you saw me, I was around 10 or 11. But now I am a year older by God's grace. I am 12. And I am a young author. I'm a young poet, and I like to do other sorts of amazing things as well. So I am an author of four books, two that I have co-written with some other amazing people, and two that I've written myself. One of them is called The Magical Glasses. Some of you may know from the past interviews that I've had on this channel, but this book, The Magical Glasses, it's a story about bullying, how it affects people, and how we can tackle it because the protagonists within the story faced bullying because of the way they looked, and that made them a target for the bullies. But through the love and support of family, it enabled them to overcome the bullies and they learned to love themselves for who they truly were. So the second book, my new baby is coming out. I'm really, really excited. It's coming out tomorrow on the 7th of June. And this book is called Guide Me, But Don't Force Me.
Ooh.
And it looks like this. I don't know if you can see it through my camera, but
Yeah, we can't see it properly, but maybe if you let's see maybe towards the end.
yeah.
Yeah. We can't see it
Okay.
properly, maybe because of the other background that we have, but don't worry. We're going to
Okay.
tell them to come tomorrow to see it properly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Ellen Jane.
Continuing. Yeah.
Continue. Continue.
Yeah. Okay. So continuing on from what I was saying, um, I believe that I am a voice to people in my generation who feel like that they're too afraid or too shy to speak up about issues that are happening in society. And with my love for literature, I try to tackle those situations or those issues down in the best way possible by creating stories that have messages, that have morals, and that can you can learn something from there with it not only being a very entertaining story, but you can also learn something from the stories or the poems that I write because I do also write many other poems as well. Sometimes I just get the inspiration and the ideas, and then there's this situation that happens, or I find an issue that happens in society, and I combine my love for literature with the issue and I create it into a story or into a poem. Um, in this case, I found an issue with society and I combined the ideas I already had for this new book that's coming out tomorrow. And I created the book Guide Me, but Don't Force Me. So, yeah, that's me.
Oh, wow. 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 You see, time flies and well done, just in another 2 years, another book has dropped because I've been asking your mom, what's happening? Is another book going to drop? She said, yes, you were working on it. I want to say well done. And also, just before we go into our conversation, I want to say well done to your mom and to your dad and for supporting you. It's important because what we're going to talk about, they've been pivotal, very pivotal in supporting your vision, in supporting your dreams in writing. I think as a young person, if you want to do some things and you don't get the support of your parents, sometimes it can be frustrating. So I really want to appreciate your mom. I want to appreciate your dad, and I know you appreciate them, but for supporting you. So let's go straight. I have just a few questions. Um, Viewers, this book is going to be launched tomorrow, and it will be lovely for you to just take some time to support Helen-Jane. We will talk about the time when that's going to happen tomorrow. But this topic is very important. So, I want us to communicate tonight. Even as parents, I want us to communicate. Let's contribute in the chat. Um, just so that we can all hang heads together about this topic. She's not here to cause trouble. I'm warning us now. I'm doing a disclaimer. But I think it's nice for us to hear our children, for us to hear their heart, because sometimes our young people are speaking and we don't listen as parents. I work with young people, and that's one of the things I'm learning to do, even though I've been working with them for many years. And I myself have children, who are obviously going into young adults. So, yes, Helen-Jane, my first question for you tonight. What inspired you to write Don't Force Me, but Guide Me? Oh my goodness, look at the title. What inspired you to write? First of all, to choose that title. What inspired you?
Okay. Thank you for that question. I do get asked this question a lot because of the title of the book, as you said, Guide Me, but Don't Force Me. A lot of people always have questions as to why I decided the title, what inspired me to write the book. Well, really, the title is basically a reflection of what the book kind of talks about. So, as I said before, when I'm writing stories or poems or anything like that, usually the ideas just form in my imagination. And then I find out about, or I do some research about an issue that I find is uprising in society. And I combine the ideas that I already have with the issue or the situation. And I create it into a story or into a poem or any any sort of creative reflection of the issue and how we can tackle it. So in this case, when I was at some kind of like event, like a party, a house party, and I saw a child being forced by their parents to become a footballer. It sounded wrong to me because the parents were saying, "Oh, you have to become a footballer. You have to carry on a family legacy. We've sacrificed so much for you, blah, 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 blah." And I went to the boy after and asked him if this is what he really wanted to do. And he said, "No, this is not what I want to do. But my parents have sacrificed so much for me. So I feel like that I should just do this because in that way I'm kind of repaying them for all they've sacrificed for me and everything." To me, from my point of view, that sounded wrong. So I did a little bit of more research. I asked a few more questions, and I found out that I know that a lot of parents do really support and guide their children, but I found out that a few handful force their children down a career path that they don't want to follow or live their dreams that they couldn't accomplish through their children. So I realized that, okay, I need to do something about this. So the ideas, I'd already formed some ideas about what my next book would be in my head. So I combined those ideas with the situation and I created it into the book Guide Me But Don't Force Me, mainly to create awareness about the difference between guiding and forcing and how important it is for parents to love and support their children in the career paths that they choose to follow, not forcing them down a career path that they might not want to follow. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. And I like the example that you've just given. I think for some reason, just coming from the perspective, the parent perspective, I'm going to try and play the two roles here. Because when I work with my young people, that's the same thing I do. I try to play the two roles. So, again, viewers, just for you to know that what Helen-Jane is saying as a young person, encouraging parents. We know as a parent, we have aspirations for our children. We want our children to do what we want, but maybe on occasions, not on all occasions, maybe on some occasions, we are not allowing them to actually choose. It's like sometimes we are enforcing, you know. And I think for me, one thing I have learned is to support my children, whatever they say they want to do, as long as they are on track. And sometimes they are even not on track. But as a parent, it's just taking that step back. As much as sometimes it can be frustrating if you see that the child, okay, they said that we are going to do this. A young person changes things on numerous occasions whilst they are trying to discover themselves. So maybe it's just finding that line, that balance where we can say, okay, I want you to be a doctor, but what would you like to become? At least give them a choice. Because otherwise, the young person is going to end up becoming something on behalf of the parent that it's not going to make them happy. The parent will be happy, but the young person will not be happy because they've not actually gone to do this for themselves, but to please the parent. And I think times are changing now. And maybe as parents, we need to be a bit more aware. We are learning. We never stop learning. Thank you so much for that, Helen-Jane. And when it comes to football, when it comes to sport, that's a major issue. That's a major issue because a lot of us parents now, especially Afro-Caribbean parents, almost a lot of us want our children to go into sport, and that sometimes that pressure can be on our children as well. Why if they don't end up making it? Because it's a whole lot of work. I went through that season, taking my son to almost every place, taking my daughter to dancing, to ballet, to cheerleading. At some point I'm like, wow, okay, now that you're growing up, we have to start deciding on what to do. So I can understand how you felt seeing that. Okay. Wow. Second question. How do you think kids feel? Well, I think we've touched on that, but yeah, let's get your opinion. How do you think kids feel when their parents try to choose their path for them?
Okay. Thank you for that question. It's an interesting one, actually, because I have actually never been forced by my parents or by anyone to do this because this is what I love doing. This is my passion.
Hmm.
But but from the way that the boy was acting, I would think that a young person that their parents is trying to decide their future for them, they feel like they don't have a voice. They
Hmm.
feel like they're just closed up and wrapped up in some kind of cage and feel like they can't speak out because of the force and the pressure that the parents are putting on the child. So I think kids this can lead them to feel like uncomfortable and have a lack of satisfaction around the parent because one, they won't be happy in the careers that the parents
Hmm.
choose for them to follow. It's not their God-given purpose from a Christian's point of view. And you make them feel comfortable because it's not some it's like they might feel that, oh my gosh, my parents don't support me. They aren't really on my side with the career path that I choose to follow. They might feel it could even lead to like health complications, and it could lead to things like negative thinking, saying that, oh, my parents don't love me. This happened because they don't support their children in the sense of their career paths and things like that. So I think it's really, really important that parents shouldn't force their children down a career path that they might not want to follow, because God has given every child a gift, and every child has a unique talent and something that makes them special. So it's really important for parents to help them develop their goals and develop their dreams into a career path that they might want to follow one day, or guide them if they're not sure what they want to become in the future, rather than forcing them down with pressure and with threats and with horrible words and things like that. Rather than forcing them down a career path that they might not want to follow, it's better to use a gentle approach to guide them and not to force them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think a key word that I'm hearing here is guide. Guide and not force, which is actually the title, because a child can come, to their parents and say, this is what I want to do. And I think as a parent, because, we play the protective role, we just don't want to say, okay, just go ahead, you want to get involved. And I think, like you say, put in your own two coin. That's where the guiding is, giving advice. Say, okay, I hear you. I don't think it is this way, it's this, but if this is what you want to go for, that's fine. Go and try. Give us an example when you have tried to, make some choices to follow your passion, when you told your parents how, well, let me hear from you, because I believe you being here means, they have guided you. They've not said no. If they have said no, you wouldn't be here. But give us one or two examples of you telling them what you wanted to do. And how did they react? Did they force or did they guide?
Okay, thank you for that question. So, I have two really interesting examples that I want to share with you today. So, the first one is that ever since I was a little girl, I have absolutely loved anything to do with literature, whether that be writing or reading. So when I was little, my mum and dad used to take me and my sister to the library, and as soon as I got there, I'd run around the library shelf saying that I want my book to be on this shelf, and I want my book to be on this shelf. So from a very young age, I've always wanted to become an author. It's been like my
Wow.
dream, and my parents have known it too. So they were the ones who actually encouraged me to write my first book called The Lost Kitten. This is the second example. However, due to some technical difficulties, I lost the story and I was really devastated. And I had this choice whether I should just give up and discard my dream of becoming an author,
No.
or accept the support that my parents were giving me and my family was giving me and keep on with this passion of mine. So, through the encouragement and coaxing of my parents, they led me to the better option, continuing my dream of becoming an author, which led me to writing my first book, The Magical Glasses. So, if it weren't for the love and support of my family, my friends, especially my parents, I don't think I'd really be here today. So I just want to say a massive thank you to them,
It's a
because
mom and dad.
without them, I don't know where I would be today. So
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think it's important we're having this conversation, and it's not for us as parents to think, oh, who is she? She's cheeky. What is she saying? I think she's actually right, because I have my own example here. Both of my children wanted to be in sports. All along they've been doing sport. They wanted to go into coaching, the other ones to go into football. And at some point I remember asking my daughter, what will you like to do? She used to say, oh, I'm confused. I don't know. But for most of you that know, my daughter, you know she's baking at the moment. And when she was finding this place in university, I said to her, are you going to do the sport? What would you like to do? I would like to know, But guess what? She ended up with her baking and she's been doing fantastically well. I think once you find where your passion is and you want to do it,
Mm.
nobody should stand in the way. Now, it's baking, maybe because most of us parents, maybe sometimes we want our children to go for the popular career. Yeah, is it well paid? Yes, but skills can open doors as well for our children. And if you live in this part of the world, we know what having a skill can also do. Because just for us to know, you know, not every child is going to go to university. Not every child is going to be a doctor. Not every child is going to be a lawyer. And even if any of our children become any of those professionals, there is still something that they might want to do alongside that. So it's very good. Someone is saying, Helen-Jane, thank you, Emma. Emma is saying you're very practical in your thinking. Oh my, see how she's staring at a star. I'm privileged to know this star. She's saying you're a star,
Thank
and
you.
she was just confirming with yourself, and she's thanking your mom and your dad for just allowing you. So thank you so much again for us parents to learn. We know the popular professions do make way, but there is many other things that our young children can do, and they can aspire, they can aim, and they can flourish into that. Thank you so much. We're moving on. What's the one thing you wish that all parents will understand about their children's dream? Because I know your dreams are different. You started dreaming about writing long ago, but for example, your sister's dreams might be slightly different. So, what the one thing you wish parents will understand about their children's dreams? Because then that can help with us as parents, not forcing but guiding, because you have different personalities coming out from each of your children.
Okay. Thank you for that question. But I think before I answer it, if it's okay with you, I'd like to read a little extract from the introduction of my
Go on.
new book to explain my answer better. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a little bit of an extract from, as I said before, the introduction of my book, Guide Me But Don't Force Me. So yeah. God has a plan for every child. He gives each of us unique talents and interests, like puzzle pieces waiting to fit together. Some children love to sing, others love to build things, and some love to draw amazing pictures. These are like little hints about the amazing things each child can do in the world. So that was the extract from my book, Guide Me But Don't Force Me.
Mhm.
Um, so if you think about it, every child is one thing I would wish that parents understood about their children's dreams is that their child's dreams and aspirations might be different from their own.
Mhm.
Because not one person is the same. Everyone has their own interests, everyone has their own unique and individual talents. And it's important for parents to support those talents and actually think, is this what my child wants? Am
Mhm.
I putting the support in place to help them to achieve that goal? Or am I just forcing them down a career path that I couldn't achieve? And because of that, I want to put it to them. Or am I just forcing them down a career path that I want them to follow and not thinking about their children's voice?
Mm.
That's another thing I wish all parents understood about their children's dreams, is that it's really important to hear your child's voice.
Mhm.
Um, I did a little bit of research and I did find out some things. So as I said before, not listening to a child's voice, it can lead to unhappiness and lack of satisfaction. So, as I said before, they won't feel happy in the situation that you've put them in or in the career that you've put them in. And it has potential for long-term regrets and resentment because it's really important for you to support their dreams because they could feel like, oh, you're not hearing my voice, so so that could like build up that hate, build up that resentment, which is what you don't want. So
Hmm.
it's really important for parents to understand that this is the area that my child is good in. This is what my child wants to do. And make sure that they put the support in place to help them achieve that goal rather than discarding their dreams, discarding their ideas, and putting them aside and just thinking, oh, well, I want my child to be this, they can't be anything else. Because it's really important for every child's voice to be heard and not just your own.
Hmm.
Because everyone has a voice and not one person is the same. So it's really important that all our individual voices are heard.
Hmm.
So I just want to say that if you look at not your fingers, sorry, your hands,
Yep.
they all have different size fingers. Some of them are tall, some of them are stubby, some of them they're all different, right?
Yep.
But they all work together to help your hand work.
Mm-hmm.
So the fingers on your hand are like people. Not one person is the same, as I've said many times.
Mm.
But together we can make a difference. We can do something big. So it's really important for you to recognize your child's individuality and celebrate that rather than trying to squash it down and hide it away and put on some kind of facade of them being the same. Because it's really important for everyone to be unique and individual and beautiful in their own way. So that is the
Exactly.
one thing I wish all parents understood about their parents.
Thank you. Yes, as a parent, I learned that my children are different, and I try as much as I can, even though I encourage them, especially to avoid the comparison thing, because then that can cause stress, like you were saying, that can start causing negative thinking. It can cause low self-esteem. What we are saying here tonight, it's really important for us as parents. And I believe for every young person or, that's going to um get to that place that they will not stop talking just because maybe they are scared of what their parents are going to feel, or they are scared that they are just going to shut their mouths down, you know. So they just get on with what mom and dad wants them to become, you know. I believe even God, when we get to some point, God does not force us. He lets us choose, even as Christians, for example, he lets us choose. We have the option, and he does not force us. Thank you so much. And I love the illustration. I always use this illustration. See the five fingers? They are different, but they all work together to still help you to hold something, to still help you to work, to still help you to do something. Thank you so much. Right. My fourth question: can you share a personal story or a moment that made you want to write this book? I think you touched on that earlier on, so maybe something slightly different. Because I'm sure it's few. I know the highlight was the football, the mom with the child and the football situation. What else can you say made you want to really write this book? Just to buttress that point.
Okay. Thank you for that question. Even though that the football incident was one of the main reasons why I actually wrote the book, there are some other elements that added towards me wanting to write the book. One of them being that in the process of me actually writing the story, my dad told me that when he was younger, he said that he wanted to be an engineer. And my grandma told him that, oh no, I want you to become a doctor. But the difference with that was that when my dad said that, no, I don't want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer, instead of forcing him down a career path, forcing him down the career path of becoming a doctor, my grandma supported my dad and encouraged my dad instead to become an engineer and follow his passion and follow his dreams. So I think that was really important for me as well, because it's like my own it's like my own kind of family. And also it really highlights how important it is for parents to support and show that love and support to their child when they're deciding what they want to become in the future. Because my grandma, she did have the option to, force my dad down a career path he didn't want to follow and risk losing his trust and things like that. But she didn't choose that path, or she didn't choose that option. She decided to support and guide my dad. And that's how he has become the great man he is
Great
today.
mother is.
So,
Oh, wow.
so I just want to emphasize on the fact that it's really, really important for parents to show and acknowledge that support for their children's passions or dreams. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think we all get the message. Parents, moms, dads, guardians, we all get the message. It's not in a disrespectful manner. It's not in any cheeky way. But I, I think if we manage our expectations in these areas, it will really help us as parents. It will prevent us with the many frustrations sometimes that we go through. Because, to be honest, as our children are growing up, they're going to make some choices sometimes that we are not happy about. Well, how are they going to learn if we don't let them, explore? We can only guide because they are going to explore. So the earlier we manage our expectations, the better. But I know the reason why we do these things as parents, is the protective nature of a parent. So, and I believe Helen-Jane, is fully aware of that. So thank you so much, Helen-Jane. What advice will you give to a young person who feels pressured about their future? When I thought about this question, I know a lot of young people are pressured about their future because what are they hearing in their ears? For example, like I said, I work with young people. Now, some of our young people are doing their GCSE exams. Some of them cannot even meet the grade. Some of them are working below target. Some of them are rising above target. Some of them, it's just their ability. Some of them are lower ability. Some of them are our SCN, gifted and talented. So some are going to start feeling the pressure. They are thinking, oh, my mom wants me to become a doctor. You want to become a doctor, you should be having, eights and nines in your GCSEs. And some cannot have that. You want to become a lawyer, you have to do well in your English language, unless you take a longer route to get there. You want to be an accountant, you have to pass your maths. So if you're not strong in maths, what's going to happen? So that is so, so true. A lot of young people they are already feeling the pressure, about what they want to become in the future. And they are thinking of what we have said our parents into their ears. And that's causing that pressure. They are looking at social media. They are looking at the society. They are looking at all angles. And that's making them feel so pressure. So what advice will you give to a young person right now that is feeling the pressure about their future?
Okay. Thank you for that question. So, the number one thing that I would say is that no pressure. Don't feel peer pressured by any of your friends. Don't feel pressured by your family or anything like that. Just take time to explore your interests and discover what you love and what you're good at. Discover your skills, discover different things that you're good in, discover your special talent, your God given purpose. No one is rushing you. No one is forcing you. It's your decision. It's your decision to make. So don't stress about it. Don't think about it too much. Don't work yourself up about it. Just try to expand your creativity, explore your interests a little bit more. And another important thing I want to say is that it's really important to not compare yourself with other people.
Hmm.
Different people learn at their own different paces, and different people do things at their different times.
Hmm.
And God has a certain time that you will have your reward. You will fulfill what God has made you or brought you here on earth to do. So don't compare yourself and focus on your own path, not on others. So let me give an example. Let's say people are running a race in a field. Every person has their own track, has their own lane on the track, really.
Yep.
And nobody else is looking at each other. They're just trying to go forward. They're just trying to be the best. They're trying to run to the best of their ability. That's how you should that's how you should act when deciding about your future.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think about what other people are doing. Don't concentrate on, oh, this person's got this. Be content with what you have and focus with what you're doing, not what other people are doing. Because if you look at other people, then that's a distraction and you'll start to go astray off of your track. So it's really important for you to stay focused on your own lane and stay focused on your own track.
Hmm.
Another thing you can do if you're feeling concerned about your future, or if you have any questions, you can talk to people. You can share your ideas or your thoughts or your concerns with trusted adults, mentors, or friends, even. So just try to, I would say explore your interests, don't compare yourself, talk to people, and also be patient, which kind of ties into what I was saying about don't compare yourself. God has a certain place that He wants, a certain place that's waiting for you. And He wants us to be patient. He wants us to wait for the amazing plan that He has put ahead in our path, because the Bible says good things come to those who wait. So it's really important for you to be patient, because your future's not set in stone. It's okay to take your time. Nobody's rushing you. It's not like there's something that you absolutely have to do. It's not like set in stone. It's not like written on a paper or whatever.
Mm.
God, except for God, because God has that given purpose that He has brought you on earth to fulfill. So it's okay for you to take your time. It might be a rough and rocky journey, and obviously there will be obstacles and challenges that you have to overcome in order to reach that goal. But one more thing that I do want to say is that trust God, because with God, everything is possible. Don't forget that.
Still.
Because with God by your side, you can do absolutely anything. Just trust God, because I promise you that He has the most amazing plan waiting ahead for you. You just have to be patient and trust God. So explore your interests, don't compare yourself, talk to people, be patient and trust God. Thank you.
Wow. 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 Hey, what a word. What a word of advice. What a word of caution. For any young person, parents, if you can play this section back to your young children, because there's so much pressure out there. There's so much pressure, and we have to talk to our young people about this, to be kind to themselves, be patient. Some of them want to just make it all of a sudden, quick fix, and things don't work like that. So as a young person, let's encourage them to be kind, to be patient, to continue exploring until they find themselves, in that dream, in their vision, in the skill, in the talent that they want to do. Because, by comparing ourselves to others, it's not taking us anywhere. It will just cause more pain or spitefulness or extra pressure. So thank you so much for that, Helen-Jane. Right. My last question regarding this, because I want people to come and support you and buy this book. Once the book is launched, come and support for the launch and come and buy and keep talking about it even after. What do you hope parents and children will take away from your book after reading it? I believe we've said some of the things here, but just give a word or two.
Okay. Thank you for that question. So, for parents, one thing I hope that they will take away from my book after reading it, is that you should guide. It's really important for you to know the difference between guiding and forcing so that you can guide your children with a gentle hold and not force them with a more menacing and approaching hold. I do want to read a little bit of an extract from a poem that I've written in my story as well, and a little bit of a line as well, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
Okay, so it says the poem is called Guiding Hands. Remember, dear parents, a gentle hold. Guide us, don't force us. Let our stories unfold. Let passions ignite, let talents take flight. Together we will soar, bathed in love's warm light. This poem, like my story, reminds us that love and guidance goes hand in hand. But remember that following your dreams is a journey best embarked upon your own 2 feet. So, my one thing I hope that parents will take away from my book after reading it is that, again, it's really, really, really important for you to support and guide your children in the career paths they choose to follow. Because when you guide your children, they feel comfortable around you because you're using a gentle approach. They'll feel like they can open up to things about you. Your relationship will grow stronger and it grows that trust. You grow as a person, you both learn something, and just again, it really grows that trust in the relationship that you have with your children. So again, it's really, really important for you to guide and support your children in the career path that they choose to follow. Before I talk about what I hope children will take away, I just want to say quickly, as a little disclaimer, that I'm not trying to come across as being rude or
Don't
as
worry,
trying to
we've
seem
cleared the air
rebellious,
already.
trying to seem like rebellious or anything. I just want to create awareness about the difference between guiding and forcing, and just emphasize on the fact about how important it is that children's voices are heard, and how important it is that parents guide and support their children in the career paths that they want to follow. So, one thing I hope children will take away from my book after reading it is that creativity knows no bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to let your imagination run wild because you never know where it can take you.
Hmm.
Just remember that with God, everything is possible. The sky is your starting point. So
Hmm.
when you discover your special talent or your God-given purpose, what are you doing with it? Are you just sitting at home doing nothing about it? Or are you out there showcasing your talents to the world and showing the world what you can do? So just know that creativity knows no bounds. Don't be afraid to let your imagination run wild and trust God because, as I say again, with God, everything, and I mean everything, is possible. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. You know what you just said there is not only for young people, even us as adults. Some of us are still discovering what we want to do. Some of us are still wondering, oh, what's my gift? What's my talent? Some of us are not using our imagination. Some of us, we've even given up, but we are still alive. So, like, I am here being inspired. I believe even us as the adults have been inspired. We have been provoked. Helen-Jane has triggered something inside. You know, I don't know what's your dream. I don't know what's your dream. Even as a mother, maybe you've been raising your children all this while, you didn't have time for yourself. Maybe this is the time now, like she said. It's never too late and nothing is impossible. So I know we are targeting our young people, but we ourselves, we are feeding off this right now as the adults. Thank you so much for that. Well, I want us to talk about this lunch tomorrow. We are not going to give too much. You can clearly see where this is leading to. And I believe we have gotten the message already, but it will be nice to support. It will be nice to get your copies and bless other families, bless other children. Let them be inspired by what this other young person is doing. Helen-Jane, tell us about the lunch tomorrow. How is it happening? What time? it's taken place. Can you please tell the viewers?
Okay. Thank you for that question. So I'm really, really excited. I can't contain my excitement.
Can you
I'm
see the
really,
screen?
really, yeah, I can. I'm really,
That's
really
beautiful.
excited to announce that my new book, Guide Me But Don't Force Me, is being launched this Saturday, tomorrow, on the 7th of June at 3 p.m. So if you can see the screen, it's going to be online on Zoom. The meeting ID is on there and the password is on there. There are some contact numbers on the poster as well if you want to contact my parents or contact the organizer of the actual event if you have any questions or anything. Also, I want to announce that my new website is coming out very soon, and the
Ooh,
website is called helenjaneefisoa.com. Let me repeat that
wow.
again. helenjaneefisoa.com, all lowercase. And you can order a copy of my book from there, any of my books, if you would wish. And another thing that I want to say, I just want to show my appreciation to all the people that helped me make this book and this dream a reality. I want to say thank you to Auntie Obie. I want to say thank you to Uncle Tolu, Auntie ID, and many other amazing people that helped me create this book and helped me to make this dream a reality and bringing the color to this book, bringing the book to life. So I just want to say a massive thank you, and I want to invite everyone that is watching today to please, please, please come and support me and join my book launch tomorrow. It's at 3 p.m. and it's going to be really fun. It won't just be anything too boring. I'll make sure to spice it up a little bit just so that you can engage, you know. So I just want to invite everyone watching to come to my book launch and please support me because it would mean the absolute world to me. So I'm so grateful to God that my new cake has finished baking. It's been iced and everything, and it's ready to go. It just needs to be launched into the world so that everyone in the world can see it. So I'm really excited for this book launch, and I hope to see everyone that is watching at my book launch tomorrow. So thank you.
Wow. 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 I'm just amazed. I am flabbergasted. Okay, let me stop sharing this for now. I believe we have all seen the flyer. And if you're on Facebook, I have the flyer on Facebook, Practical Talk with Floris Lymon. This is my YouTube page. Please subscribe. And if you have a young person and you want to bring them on this platform, that's one of the things I do. I just love to support our young people with what they do. Please do feel free to communicate that with me. My details are on there, and you can contact me via Facebook, Lymon Floris or Practical Talk with Floris. Please support my platform. Helen-Jane, there are some messages here that, Pastor Sidon said, thank you very much for what you do. He wants you to keep it up. He certainly learned from
Thank
you. And Tabe Lady D says, parents guide and support your children. Do not force them. Obviously, your mama is there in the background. No pressure, baby girl. Now, the way you're talking, clearly, there is no pressure. And until Lovelet says you are, until Lovey says you are a shining light. And thank you so much, Auntie Emma and Holiday Sound.
Can
Thank you
I
so much. Zara. Thank you, everyone. Those watching us on Facebook, please come and support us more. I'm so impressed. You're just moving from level to level. You're planning a website. By the way, don't wait to buy the book when the website is done. You can start ordering the book now and promote the book. Share it. If most of us use social media. Let's use our pages to support and uplift one another. Let's share, let's share, let's share. That's the same. I can believe the amount of clients Doris, my daughter, has now with the cake that she's baking just because of the power of sharing. And I think I'm just reaping the fruits because if I'm here supporting Helen-Jane, why won't my daughter prosper? That's how I believe in those. I passionately believe in those things, in uplifting someone else. Don't worry about yourself too much. Others will come and uplift you. Helen-Jane, it's been a pleasure and a privilege.
Thank
Once again, we pray
you.
that the lunch will
Bye.
be safe. The lunch will be, just hold on, the lunch will be excellent tomorrow. Yes, you've taken your time to write. You must eat the fruit also, as people are being encouraged and being blessed. You will eat the fruit of that piece of work, the sleepless nights, the time you spent on writing, that you will enjoy the fruit. Over to you, Ellen.
Thank you. Um, sorry, I did forget to mention that if anyone wants to find me or know more about me, you can look on my new website, which I said before will be coming out very soon. Or you can find me on TikTok. My TikTok account is Galaxy of Great Stars. You can also find me on YouTube. My account is also Galaxy of Great Stars, and I do post regularly about different things, just try to lift everyone's spirit and bring a smile to everyone each day. So before I go, I just want to say thank you so much, Auntie Flo, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to come and speak on your platform as you have done many times in the past. I really, really appreciate it, and I am forever grateful. Thank you.
A pleasure always. Just know that I'm always here for you. And I just want to encourage our viewers. Some of us, we are not promoting our young people. Ellen Jane is in a safe place just to let us know her parents are right beside her while she's here online. So she is safe online. I think some of the challenges we have as parents sometimes, we feel about the safety, about our children. Again, that's where the guidance comes. You don't take your eyes off, guide them, support them, so that they are not hidden. They are shining stars. They are a light. They cannot be hidden. So let's not allow fear to overtake us. It's just us learning how to use these platforms in a safe way. Well, thank you very much to everyone. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's on Zoom. You don't need to pay any transport. Just come after you've cooked, once you're relaxed, and just log online and let's support Helen-Jane. And I pray that that's the way others will support your own young people too. Thank you, Helen-Jane. Please have a
Thank
lovely rest and please say
you.
goodbye to our viewers.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you once again, Mom and Dad, for the opportunity. I had to come out because of Helen-Jane, and it's been a privilege. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.